Hi everyone, I'm Brent Kelley with the StokerCon 2017 Video Squad, here tonight with author, game designer, and StokerCon guest of honor, Bill Bridges. Thanks for joining me, Bill.
Thanks a lot.
So, what are you looking forward to at StokerCon this year?
Oh geez, seeing everybody. It's been a whole year, and wow, just being on the Queen Mary too. I haven't been on there yet. There was a White Wolf Grand Masquerade convention there a few years ago, and I missed out on it. The pictures were great, so looks like a cool place for a con.
You've done a lot of world building in your work as a game designer. Is there a setting or universe that you're most proud of with that?
Ooh boy, well there's a lot of them, but I mean Fading Suns is a particular favorite of mine. It's our science fiction setting. Far, far future. Werewolf the Apocalypse, that's another one. Werewolves, gotta love them. A lot of the whole World of Darkness stuff. Mage the Ascension is good. Mage the Awakening. Promethean the Created. All that related World of Darkness stuff was a lot of fun. It was created with a bunch of other people too, but those are some of my favorites.
So what's the key to good collaboration on a project that big?
Good listening, obviously. That's one of the biggest ones. Not bringing your ego with you, because sometimes you're just plain wrong and someone else has a better idea. So you steal all their ideas. And it's just really, trying to be, put yourself aside and look at the property itself and what does it need. Make sure you know the themes going in so you don't get too caught up on all the little details of the world, and then you start saying no to some things when they're really right for the theme, even if they don't fit your details. So it's better to change the details to fit everything into the theme. So that's one of the things you do.
So how about this? What's the first step of good world building, starting right at the bottom? Where do you start?
Well, jeez. Well, I mean, you got to have an idea for a game, one that you want to do, one that, makes it worth taking it all the way through to the end. And, if werewolves is your thing, obviously building that game about werewolves, you would start there and take a look at, the traditional, roles werewolves have had and all sorts of other genres, books, TV, movies, and see what you can extract out of that and the spins you can put on it to make it your own. If you're doing Fading Suns, for instance, science fiction, it's to take everything you've ever loved about science fiction throughout, growing up, from Edgar Rice Burroughs to Arthur C. Clarke, from the, very squishy, almost fantasy, all the way to the hard end, and try to cram it into one universe. And so that was kind of the goal of Fading Suns, is how many of these tropes and themes can we throw in and yet still make them all work together. And, people tell me they think it works. And I think it does too. So you just start with something you love and then figure out how to achieve it. At that point, it's all details.
Are there any big traps to avoid when you're world building?
Don't get caught up on a system too early. A lot of people, especially when they're doing tabletop role-playing games, get too much into the system, and that should be secondary. You want the system to, let you tell the stories you want to tell and the kind of situations you want to tell, to highlight the characters you want everybody to play. Other ideas. Again, if you stray too far from your theme, you got to always keep coming back to, look, what's kind of the ideas behind this whole thing. It's sort of container, it's metaphorical container, and make sure that everything's, aligning with that. Make sure your collaborators are all good and creative and aren't doing it for egos on their own, but they're here to help the whole project. And I've never had a problem with people on that end. I've luckily been able to work with great people. I've sent some great ideas around.
Do you have any upcoming projects you can tell us about?
I've got one, but I don't think I can tell you about it yet. Hopefully soon. But I just in editing right now, proofreading is a werewolf novel I wrote as part of when Werewolf the Apocalypse had its 20th anniversary edition. We did a Kickstarter, and there were all sorts of stretch goals, and some of those were I would write a novel. And so I got a dry novel. And that's been done for a few months, tweaking it here and there, and then it's now in proofreading. So hopefully, knock on wood here, it'll be out before Stoker comes.